Welcome, everybody. Welcome to BeoTalk number 357.
Live from Nassau.
Yeah. Well, glad the intro is so pleasing. I did my best on it.
Okay, this is the closest I've so far been proximity-wise to you.
Yeah. I'll have to see if
on
I
this
can.
planet.
I have to see if I can hop over there. It would have been definitely easier if you were in any of the other islands, but
Nassau it is, bro.
Yeah. I mean, thinking of that name, right? That probably was Dutch at some point.
Maybe.
Because
if there's a reverb here, because I'm in a vestibule foyer type of thing outside, because I'm having a cigar finally.
Because Nassau used to be the name of the Princes of Orange, their surname.
That's a Fohiba. I don't think these are real, but they taste good. Anyways, let's do some shillings, I guess.
Yeah. Go to Skinny Play, buy your covers for all your stuff for 10% off. It's in the description and it's in the chat. Go to Greeno. Similar deal, but they have slightly different products. Discount is also in the chat now. Go do that. Buy Willie a coffee so he can survive on another expensive place.
Oh, the expense here is real, that's for sure. Haven't seen stuff this expensive in my life. And I don't understand how the people survive here, quite honestly.
Maybe they don't pay a tax or something? That's how Switzerland does it.
I don't know, buymeacigar.com.
Let's see. I added your volume up a bit, so that should be good now.
Yeah, I don't want to talk too loud because then it's going to echo.
Yeah. Let me know, people in chat, how this is, and
give us the feedback.
Yeah. Come join Discord if you haven't yet already.
You're missing out if you didn't, that's for sure. Lots of good reading.
But yeah, mostly buy Willie a coffee.
That's it.
It also guarantees an answer to your question and or topic to the best of our abilities. Because some things you just can't talk about necessarily.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean it is August. We're like what? Probably 2 weeks out from certain announcements.
Yeah, it's coming close.
So I guess we'll see how that goes.
They're doing a good job keeping the lid on this.
Finally.
Yeah. I'm very impressed. Whatever comes out, which I know what's going to come out, I'm very impressed that so far there has not been a picture, not a icon, not a freaking corner shot, nothing.
Well, the
open backdoor to their server.
Yeah, the interns are still in charge, so you never know. It's the interns are in charge until like the 21st or something, so somebody may still make a mistake.
Well, yeah, it's a big holidays right now, right? In Denmark, it's shut down.
Yeah, if you're going to Stir next week, Steve, just say the magic words to the people you actually know over there.
Yeah, even if he finds out, he can't really talk about it.
Yeah, you'll probably get a 3-page NDA.
We can huddle it on a Skype call together and just find out before everybody else does, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Sandeep says Tears, last investor, called no new products until October-December quarter for what it's worth. Yeah, but similarly, right? Like the Harmony was launched in August, and then if you place an order Or was it early, the first week of September? Anyway, it was last week of August, first week of September. If you placed an order immediately, you would have it in the beginning of October.
Well, didn't they have the traveling harmonies, like 3 or 4 of them before?
Yeah. And that's the one we saw at one of these events at some conference room kind of thing. And that's how I got one.
But we'll see what comes out.
I mean, they usually tell you something, right? Like the main launch day or month is always last week of August, first week of September. And it may be a bit of a paper launch.
Mm-hmm.
And they may spread it out a bit.
I hope they do.
I mean, I can think of 2 things, and one may be somewhat, underwhelming for most people. Not so much that it's bad or something, but it's not something anybody's necessarily looking for. KCBR says, I'm invited to a B&O event on September 10th. Well, maybe it's just early second week of September then. Maybe it's like a first week of September. But like the 90s were launched last week of August, the 50s too, the Eclipse.
90s weren't launched. 90s, when I was there in Denmark in 2015, they were launched on Tuesday, November 17th, officially. Those were
but I guess I'm more saying it's like that 2-week time span, right? Like from, let's say, August 27th to the 2 weeks thereafter, more or less. That's generally when they announce something. Sometimes it's underwhelming, right? Sometimes it's like headphones.
Earbuds.
Yeah.
Well, they better not come up with another set of headphones. Already H100 is enough.
Well, they may do in-ear phones.
Well, then they need to make earbuds that are on that same Amadeus platform that the H100s are, I think. And then that raises the question, how big are they going to be? Are they going to be as big as like the BeoPlace Sports or whatever they were called? Those big.
Oh, the E8 Sports, yeah.
E8 Sports. Because those were huge compared to the other earbuds.
Yeah,
but the electronics are getting progressively smaller and smaller and smaller. So
I don't know. Can you, like, as an original B&O fan, like Fives fan, can you get excited about headphones or earbuds or things?
I don't know.
It's so hot the B&O towel comes out.
Yeah, it's pretty warm in here. I don't mind. I don't mind at all, man. I'd rather be sweating than freezing. So that's my mantra. But yeah, it's an interesting island. Definitely don't have the courage yet to drive because it's the wrong side of the road, and people drive here very crazy. So yeah. Oh, this cigar is so good, man. And guess what? I got some bourbon too, bro.
Well, it's cheaper there than it is Canada, right?
Well, it's not that it's cheaper. You cannot get it where I'm from in Montreal because Quebec still boycotts all the stuff. So there's no bourbon other than like the Canadian Rise and all that nonsense, gross stuff I don't drink. But here, you want some finished near coffee? I already prepared myself with the wood fork.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of Kentucky people being angry about it, but also then apparently on the Canadian side, by not importing it, they lost out on 200 something odd million in local taxes on them.
Just on taxes, not even the revenue.
Yeah.
It's idiotic, man. It's really
it's like we hate America, but we're gonna shoot ourselves in the foot over it.
Yeah, this whole boycott thing is completely nonsensical. I don't understand the libtardism of it, but that's just what it is now. So but that's about it.
What am I missing?
Did you get a software update on your theater?
No, not that I'm aware of. But I'm
Okay.
always,
Oh,
for some reason, I'm always very late.
but you're not. Yeah, you're not even on the beta, anyways. I guess.
No, I'm not. But like also because I think B&O still thinks my theater's in the Netherlands, right? Like it's always America that goes first, then Canada, or Canada goes first, then America, then Sweden or something.
It's funny that they do Canada over America first, because I guess we're too polite to complain.
Well, there's also less of them.
Yeah.
So if it goes wrong, your sample size, like you know something is wrong, but it's not as many people affected.
So, Sandeep, are you in the beta? I don't think you are. But yeah, because I brought an Emerge with me, right? Like I'm not gonna travel without B&O product in my fucking suitcase. So I brought the Explorer I call it Explorer, but it's an Explorer, right? Ferrari one for the beach, and then I have the Oak Emerge in my bedroom, and that did update. I'm actually very impressed by the internet here comparatively to what that little internet box is. It's good. Everything works. And my colleague, he's watching a movie right now, streaming as well. So I don't think I'm lagging.
No, you're good.
It's pretty solid. So yeah.
So I mean, it's interesting that you have to work on location for once. It's not so much like, oh, Willie's on vacation. No, like Willie's went to the Bahamas for work.
Yeah, I know, it's fun. It's fun. It's good to go after the work or just go to the beach, hang out.
So are you dependent on the island schedules of everybody else, or is it just you and a crew there that is like?
No, like there's a couple of crews, I guess, in that house that like anything that is landscape and outside is done by the
Locals.
A separate company, and whatever we do on the inside is done by imported people, basically, right? And it's a freaking Babylon tower because there's people from all over the place with stones and whatever work that's being done there. But no, we're just basically going around right now and trimming out all the Lutron keypads. That was my basically first 2 days of working.
So you get to do another bathroom.
So, oh, dude, I honestly,
well,
it's not that I would be scared, and it's not that I would be scared of programming that house, but it is massive. There's 3 rack locations.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's insane. I do have to say that I've never seen James Audio speakers. I don't know if you've seen those before or heard of them.
I've heard of them, never seen them.
Well, because you're not meant to see them to begin with. They were bought by Sonance. So Sonance is now doing the James Audio. But these speakers they're a freaking aluminum box. And they're small apertures. So you have a 2x2 or maybe 2.5, 3-inch square hole that comes out of the ceiling. And you put the grill on top of it. All the speaker stuff is inside. So you have the massive woofer. And then you have this, basically, it's a little thinner than this cup. The tweeters on the top, it's same like the theater, coaxial tweeter and mid-range. They're in line. And then there's vent hole ports. Close this way. And then there would be vent hole ports around it where the bass comes out of. They sound fucking insane. I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked. And we have like this little Dollarama Bluetooth amp that, just to test to make sure that wires are not cut and things are working right. Yesterday was a half day, so we're just trimming out. We plugged it all in and boom. I haven't taken any photos of the project, but quite honestly, if I were to take those pictures, they really don't communicate the size and scale, and there's really nothing there yet to take pictures of because it's still a construction. Like there's still walls are not painted. There's still gaps of drywall and whatever. So this house has been under construction for 12 years. Like there's a whole resort that's been built around it while this house is being built.
Craig asked, how long will you be there for the job? Seems like
I'm here till the end of the month. You know what? It's not that it's tough work, but when we work, we work. We don't fuck around. But when it's time to have a good time, then there's a time to have a good time. And quite honestly, like I'm quite simple about it. We just go to the beach. You know, cigars are cheap, so my end of the day is a cigar and some bourbon, that's paradise to me altogether as it is anyways, because we don't have bourbon in Montreal.
So you're an island boy now.
Oh, bro, I already drank. I own a third bottle of bourbon. I've been here for fucking love it. Just love it, love it, love it, love it. So it's fun. But,
no, it's too hot there to be chilly, Casey.
Yeah, no. It's so hot. Like I was doing keypads outside. There was a couple of them. I spent maybe 15 minutes doing it. Then you go back in the house and it's like stepping into a freezer.
So what's the AC set to? Like 22 Celsius?
I guess, what is it, 74 Fahrenheit? So
yeah, that's
23.
about 22, 23. Yeah, that's cold. Like we don't do that in our house here, and where you are, it's warmer.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you go outside and it's 37 with humidity, right? It's
it's like mid 90s, upper 90s.
It gets pretty sticky here. Yeah, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, finally, the last few days, it's been sort of getting better around here, but the last 2 weeks here were pretty brutal. And it's weird, right? Because it's not actually any warmer if you look at a thermometer, but like the humidity was up by like 20% or something. And then if you went out, like it sort of was like, Jesus, like I feel like bacon, like I feel like my skin is sort of going.
Surprisingly, though, last week, Montreal was hotter than Bahamas.
Yeah.
It was way too much.
Yeah, but I mean, my family in the Midwest keeps on saying like, "Oh, Florida's too hot," and then you look at the weather report, right? It's like it's hotter where you are. Like, I don't understand what the problem is.
Poor Ash etiquette. I should have fucking asked it. I didn't.
At least you're outside. It's fine. Evening, Stefan.
Hey, Stefan, how are you? So yeah, no, it's fun. It's a crazy project. If I had that dude's money, I would burn mine. I swear to God, it would be a very short fire.
Yeah, well, I mean, some people, for some reason, get all of it, right? It just happens.
That's just how the life works. But yeah, so I just can't get over the prices here. And I don't understand how these people survive here, where those like natives or I guess locals, right? That are working on the job. They get paid $9 an hour. A 6-pack of Peroni is $24.99 US.
I guess they just drink water and or coconut juice and local stuff, right? Like there's still pigs there and things like that. You can still fish.
You know, it's weird. The bananas are important from US.
Yeah, because wild ones are almost
US.
inedible. Like
yeah,
wild bananas aren't that
have a
pleasant.
Banana farm?
Yeah, but where?
Fuck, dude, there's a lot of I think there's a lot of abandoned buildings here, right?
Yeah.
Mid-construction, and I think the people just run out of cash or something happens and just poof. And there's a lot of house in semi-ruins, I would say.
Interesting.
Yeah,
well, maybe somebody got dinged by the IRS, right, and had to quit whatever they were doing.
Couldn't get away with all of it, I guess.
I mean, I have a feeling that for the United States people, anyway, since it's so close to the Turks and Caicos, right, and stuff like that,
Yeah.
that there's a lot of tax evasion money being spent over there.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Because even like I guess like the transactions between the businesses would get scrutinized a little bit because like you're how much money are you pulling to Bahamas or sending, right? Or taking from or getting and whatever. But
Yeah,
yeah,
just
everything.
you just have one guy that owns 20 LLCs that all pay each other, right? And it filters down to some random ass bank accounts in
Yeah.
the Turks.
The interesting thing is that there is only one automation company on this island. No competition. There's no competition here.
Well, clearly they just fly you guys in.
Hmm.
So, I mean, there is competition, and it's literally anybody with money for a jet or airplane tickets.
Yeah, but it's I don't know. I honestly like thinking about it. Maybe well, I would consider moving here, but I was looking at the process of getting in here. It's way tougher than to get into US, and way more financially draining, unless you find somebody here and have a child with them. I guess. Then
Yeah,
you
and then
only
you're
have 5 years
in
to
the
wait.
Bahamas I mean, I like the idea of islands, right? But you're kind of on your own, and especially where it is in the world with all the storms passing by. I'm not entirely sure it's the greatest place to be because you're kind of on your own when like one of these category 4 or 5 comes by.
And there's nowhere to run.
Yeah. Well, also for the rebuilding bit, right? Like, let's say just a bunch of shit topples over and everybody stays okay. Like, best case scenario.
Hmm.
Like just to redo anything is
It's
inordinately expensive.
yeah. No, everything is expensive. But I think that I don't know. I think the B&O would sell here, 100%.
Oh yeah, like I said, there's a lot of tax evasion money being spent there. So
Yeah, there's a lot of B&O that could be here, in my opinion.
yeah,
I'm surprised that B&O didn't open a corporate store here with some Bahamian guy.
I mean,
At
you
least a
can just
corporate store.
put 90s on your porch, right? Like your covered porch, and like have 90s outside on your private beach, essentially.
Yeah, or have them come out from the ground like we've seen somewhere. Was it in Nigeria somewhere? What was
California.
California? Was it California?
Yeah, it was near their private pool.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
it was on the top of a hill somewhere overlooking Hollywood, I think.
Hopefully they didn't burn down.
If you're on the hill, you're probably all right.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, and if your stuff is in the ground, right? Like,
Oh, you're
I'm
fine.
thinking now.
What?
God, I think was it. There's a very old British writer, and I forget his name now. But he wrote during the Great Fires of London, like mid 1600s, something like that. And one of his most beloved things he had to bury, and he was really annoyed about it, because he had an enormous Parmesan cheese.
What?
Yeah, I mean, back then, right, there was no supermarket, so this thing was literally brought to him from Italy on a fucking wooden boat. And he had a Parmesan cheese, and then London was on fire, so he had to dig a hole and put his cheese in to save the cheese.
Oh boy, that's funny.
Yeah.
Anyways, a little bit of B&O, I guess. Well, you wouldn't know. I can't get into anything right now as far as the software release for the. I can't find release notes for the new software that came out for the Mozart. But
Well, if it's beta, then it shouldn't be told about. Well, it's weird, right? Because it's sort of like you just press okay, whatever, and then people do talk about it, and then the B&O guys sort of say, "Well, it's beta, you shouldn't talk about it," but there's no real consequence for it.
it's not even the consequence. Like it's not that I'm dissing the whatever or talking about the functionalities. I just want to know what they've improved as far as the like what bugs were there fixed. Because right now I'm here, so it doesn't matter. But I haven't had any issues with any of my products whatsoever recently. Everything just works solid. The only
For a
complaints that I've heard is the app problems a bit, right? With the whole media network servers and such.
for a long time, I've been thinking to myself, like update, like fix bugs and tweak some things for more stability. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't have any of these issues.
Neither do I. Like and I'm happy that I don't have those issues, but I just wondered like what. Sometimes I honestly wonder what do people do to have issues when I live with this and I don't. Yeah, the 4.1.4.135 is for me it's the previous update. I'm at 5.1 something. Let me look on my emerge and tell you what I'm on. For some reason, this router nonsense here does not right away load the app, and it does not right away load my emerge. See, it's off.
Yeah. Yeah, it came on and then went off again.
Yeah, so, and I have to wait now for a while before it comes on. So we'll just hold it here and see how long it's going to take to come on. But maybe, yeah, the portals are here. So these work without a problem. Let's go to the emerge, not reachable. And it's freaking playing sometimes into my bedroom now, and it's not now, but I've had it playing and it says offline on the app. I factory reset the emerge before I brought her here, so I don't understand what is that gives. Turn off the app and start it over again.
Again, it might be the router.
Oh, it is. It is definitely because it's some cheesy cheese for what it is.
Like that ultra flimsy plastic that kind of like as soon as you pick it up, it already sort of bends.
Okay, but my BeoLiving works.
Huh.
So that is not an issue. Even my TV in the bedroom is online, which is good news. Oh, look, she woke up.
Yeah. Stefan says my theater still can't load Deezer in the app. Huh? Have you logged out and logged in again and like all that stuff?
Yeah, you need to re-log in, I think.
One thing, Stefan, you may be able to do and how to fix this is if you go to the Deezer website itself and you log in, you can go to your account and see what devices are connected to your account on Deezer's backend.
I had to do that. I had to delete everything because it's every now and then, everywhere you set up or stream to, I guess, it remembers it.
Yeah. So delete all of them because then you'll just start over fresh from the Deezer side, right? It'll be treated as a new login.
Yeah, I've purged everything on my end too, and I don't know. Like it was a Deezer issue, but it's maybe 2 months ago that I had this problem with. I had to change the password, and then it wouldn't take. I couldn't change the password. Then I changed the password. Then it didn't work because it says it was wrong password. But then you go to the Deezer app, it logs in. But then you go to BNO app, and it's wrong password. It's the same key password. So I don't know. Can't play music on my A9. What generation to begin with is the question to start. And I don't know how you can't play music on it. That's bizarre. That is bizarre. The second gen. Well, that's an old timer, I guess, at this point. But, it should work. Quite honestly.
Yeah, but what doesn't play? Is it Bluetooth? Is it AirPlay?
Or nothing?
Is it radio or all of the above? So let me.
It starts playing in 2 seconds, or 2, I guess. Is that what you're saying? Then blinking. Gen 2, man, you might have a problem with the Wi-Fi board. Have you tried hardwiring it just out of goof and see if that fixes the problem? Because I've seen, especially on the one red and orange. Well, you'll be definitely able to tell if it's red or orange. If it's orange, you have a Wi-Fi issue. If it's red, then it's a critical error, meaning something's gone wrong on the hardware side of your product.
Yeah.
And that's not fun.
So you log into your Deezer, you go to your account settings, like my information. That's why I'm not in it. But you can get to your connected devices that you can get off here, and then what is it, my apps or something, and you can delete everything that is there and start over from your Deezer.
Yeah.
And everything will be done as a new one. So and it'll have weird names, right? Like the only thing that has a proper name on my end is like BeoSound Moment. Because I have LG TV V2, which is, I guess, my TV. Then you have Beo Music, which is probably the theater.
Yeah.
Chromecast V5 is probably the M3s.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have a Widget V2, which is probably the A5. The V300 is probably my old Harmony, because that was the internal name for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then an FS2, which is probably my BeoSound 2. And a CA22 development. No idea what that is. But like, they're not the names you expect.
No. The core setup of the 18s were fine, just the theater has issues. So if you play, excuse me, if you play from the core, can you join the theater without an issue? That would be another way to try it. Excuse me.
Because at that point, if you in the app can control the core, right, then it means it's not the app side that's messing it up. It's the internal bit of the theater messing it up.
Yes.
So I would just say, just delete it all and start over. Like log out of your in your app first. Like forget about the device. Don't log out of just in the app Deezer bit. Log out of it. Then go to Deezer itself and delete all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then try again, because that should fix it. Because it's probably some weird sort of handshake issue with credentials.
Could be.
I have it on occasion, right? And it's usually the way to fix it is if it's just a reboot.
Yeah. Are you on the new version of the app yet, or?
Yeah.
Has it been publicly released? Because I don't know.
Yeah. Just like a week ago now or so.
Oh, okay. Because the old one was very much falling apart, like a wooden shack. It was,
oh, the old one was horrid. Like if you're still in the 6s, right? Like I had it. Deezer would either like when you swipe down, right? You get that loading thing.
It would
up. Either log itself out or log itself back in, and there was no rhyme or reason to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like Flow didn't work for like 80% of the time until you like logged out, logged in, and did it all again, and then it was good for 3 days. And after like 3 days, it was a crapshoot. Like if you didn't use the app right, if I used Flow on the remote or something, it was fine. It's just the app wouldn't start it for some reason.
Yeah, I need to get into start consuming a little bit more music than I do now, because my more normal routine is when I get home from work, I just fire up to YouTube. Maybe that's why I don't see the bugs, because I consume everything from the TV. Though I have to say that finally the new software update on the LG panel fixed that Bluetooth nonsense issue where I couldn't connect my EXs.
Oh, yeah.
Unless I would reboot the fucker. I would have to reboot the panel in order to reinitiate the Bluetooth connection. So that's somewhat fixed now. Before I left, the update came out maybe 3 days before I had to go. So I didn't really have that much time to play with it, but the earphones now connect properly. The only thing that I don't like still that the bug is not fixed, where if you adjust the volume on your earbuds and you disconnect, that's the volume that stays to push into the theater. So the laughter dies very quickly when you're at 90 volume on your earbuds, and then you turn them off, and then at least the thing pauses when you park the headphones in the case, right?
Yeah.
And then it blinks the volume 50, and then poof, it goes back to 90 or whatever I had for the volume in the headphones.
Why are you so loud on your headphones?
Well, 90 is not that loud on the earbuds.
Okay.
And not on everything. Like some of the YouTube videos or whatever I watch, they're quiet. Like the production of them is quieter than some of the other ones that are much louder, right? So
Shouldn't
I
be
just
that much. Like,
well, I'm fucking deaf, I guess. Then call you. Like,
yeah, I mean,
I like my music loud, and the reason why I have it so loud is
I have
because
nothing,
with
but
the
like
hood fan.
90 on earbuds, it should be fucking ear shattering almost.
It's
right?
not.
Like,
It's not. You'll get used to it.
yeah, that's the problem. I get used to it.
But I do it because I do it when I cook. If I do a pan-fried steak, like you have to have a hood fan set on turbo mode, right?
Yeah.
Which then you can't hear the TV at all, plus all the sizzling and shit that's going on in the pan. So yeah, I crank my earphones up, and that's it. But then I forget, right? I take them off, put them back, and I unpause the video, and I shit myself a little because the volume stays at the level that the earbuds were.
I guess I'm just a little sensitive boy or something, because even Khabib is saying like he's on 90% volume of the 100% on his H100. Jesus.
Exactly. High five, Capiz.
What the hell, man?
Thanks for backing me up on this.
That shouldn't be normal. That is so loud. Holy shit.
Well,
I mean, you're playing like, God, a steady.
You've been always like that, though, man. Like we were watching, like I watch my TV at volume 65, and you're like, oh my God, that's ridiculous, right? Because for you 50s pumping. I don't know. Maybe I'm too deaf.
I mean, on H, like, yeah, I can last maybe an hour on that, and then it's like my head is starting to hurt because like that's a constant 85, 90 dB like in your ears, which is.
I had my headphones more or less cranked the entire flight here. I was very impressed by the noise canceling on the EXs.
So the person next to you is like,
no, they can't hear shit.
Yeah, you think?
I really don't think that people can hear it, because I did that with my girlfriend. Like she listens to music and something, and I tell her to crank it up. I'm like, I can hear it. I can't hear that from the EXs. Maybe they're just nicely sealed. I don't know, but
go to the dubstep all of a sudden, like you.
That's, you know what, and that's what I like. I like the fact that they never distort. No matter what music you listen to, they never distort. Which that was the chase of the perfect sound back in the, oh God, maybe 30 years ago now, when I was 15, 16 years old. When I had my first Panasonic Walkman with a remote control button on it.
I need to poll this.
Poll it. How loud do you listen to your music? I think you're the only one that's weak sauce in here, bro.
I doubt it.
Yeah, with H100s, you can't hear anything till 95%. Exactly. Like they're not like what were those? I used to have these headphones, Kose Porta Pro. I don't know if you remember that. They're still around. They've been around for a long time. And oh yeah, 82 max, bro.
Not like I want loud. I want to. What's your normal listening level?
That's it. See, the poll as it's dynamically changing. Okay, so Kabiz and me are falling into the deaf people bracket.
I mean, don't get me wrong, right? Like every so often I will set it louder. And especially in wintertime, it's so nice out that I open my doors, both the slidey doors, and I sit outside and I just put the inside 50s to like 65, 70. But
Well,
I'm also
fuck,
like,
that's fucking a lot, man.
yeah,
The
but I'm
50s and
also,
70, that's pumping good.
yeah, but I'm also like 30 meters away, right?
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock, but you get 2 pairs of these things.
Yeah.
So that's a lot
And
of sound.
and it's nice, but it sounds like it's about 50 when I'm normally in the room with them.
Well,
So
yeah,
whatever is left in the house, right, is just that's the sound to do anything.
fucking poor cats.
No, they'll be out at that point.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they're not stupid.
No, they just love it outside more than inside, especially in winter. Like winter here is not that cold, and there's no rain, so it's fucking lovely in winter.
Yeah. I'm wondering how much snow we're gonna get this winter in Montreal, because I'm not into that bullshit like last year, man. 70 centimeters in a week, bro. That was the worst storm I've ever seen living in Canada in the last 27 years that I've been here. That was some serious nonsense. On my TV, 35 minutes seeing TV up to 60s. Yeah.
So
Depends.
I would say 50 to 60 is your normal listening volume.
Yeah, but then you're saying on a movie night. I guess a movie night, yeah. I misread that. So I thought it was at night. So at night, I guess, I don't know. How many people do night listening modes? I wonder.
I have done in the past, but I don't like it.
No, I don't like it either.
Everything sounds like I do it if like she has a very important meeting in the morning or something like that. It's more like I'm being considerate, but other
Wouldn't
than
that
that,
at that point, wouldn't it make sense to just put the headphones on, right? Connect to the
yeah, that's
panel?
what I tend to do now. So it's not something I regularly do. It also just it sounds a bit weird.
It flattens it out. It robs the dynamics off of it,
Yeah.
obviously. But yeah, I don't really have an issue. Well, at the end of August, when I come back, my girlfriend's moving in with me for 2 months before she leaves to Mexico. So we'll see how that works. But at the end of the day, like I have freaking 3 TVs in the house, one per room.
Yeah. DJ Neo gets it. I had my 8000s on 90 plus a few days ago. It was one floor up and it sounded like I normally listen. Yeah, that's what I do.
And that's
Because
why,
like when I sit outside, like the 50s are literally on the other side of the house in the house and I'm outside and I just turn the volume up until it sounds like it would inside.
see, but then you're doing the multi-room wrong. That's how B&O developed master controlling systems. So you don't have to choose your living room to listen to your shit.
But the woofing of 50s is not going to be multi-room replaced by an A5 at all. Don't get me wrong, I like my A5, right? But when it's more an ambient sound speaker to me than like something you put on really loudly. Because like the bass,
the A5?
yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Comparatively, the bass doesn't translate. Like even the 19 doesn't really translate to power of 50s, and it's mostly the bass I'm talking about.
Yeah, it can't. There's no way.
I mean, and I must also say, like in terms of like clarity and precision, not much competes with 50s. Like that clarity reaches.
Yes.
I mean, that's the biggest difference I remember from when we got the 18s installed, like in 2013 or 12 or whenever it was. And we had 8000s in the back, and I was like literally taking a leak down the hall, and they first were turned on. It's like it was so clear all of a sudden, like in the bathroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they turn on, it's like I know. Wait, why the hell am I hearing it this clearly in another room? Like what the hell?
Start listening to your music in another room from the 50s to the software now. That's just weird.
Like even my dad did that, right? Like with all this, like he never was a big multi-room person. It was just like turn it up until you listen to like hear it loud enough, or open a door if you're outside or something like that. I mean, it's
Yeah, I
the
think
only multi-room system that will guarantee works every time, right? Because you're not dependent on anything. It's just a volume dial.
indeed. I am not pouring that on my laptop.
I mean, and ones and a two. Look, there were times when he was into his music because weirdly my dad sometimes liked electronic music more than I did. And he would come home from, I don't know, sports or that sort of thing, and I would come home at like 10 p.m. and like 3 houses over I would hear
Like, who is that?
yeah,
It's our house.
yeah, and just blasting that BeoTalk 2. And you come closer to the house, right? And you just hear all the windows.
The vibrate. Oh God, that and the fives. The fives are undeniably crazy when it comes to the bass.
Yeah, I mean, if we essentially wanted to like listen to music in the dining room, right? We just turned the living room up louder. That's how we always did it. And the beauty, even with the IR remotes, was right. It reached somehow, like it bounced off windows and shit like that.
Yeah,
You
the
didn't really care.
BeoTalk
You don't need a line of sight at all.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I remember so many days being sick with a BO4, like literally under a blanket, right? And it still fucking worked.
I was just going to say that was one day I was in bed, just tucked in. I was like, fuck, let's see. And I turned up the volume, like, wow, this actually goes through the blanket. And a thick one too, not like some, whatever, little transparent curtain thing you hang over top of yourself, like a real blanket. Even through the duvet cover I've had a couple times it went through. So yeah, it's a bright LED output light on that old school remote. But
So yeah, I mean it's old and current, like there's so many little things that make it so worthwhile compared to other things. Like there's never ever any pointing, right? Like the pointing is literally pointless to B&O, and it's always has been.
Well, the pointing to B&O remote really stems from the brain damage of having other products prior to you purchasing a B&O product.
Yeah, but you can
you gotta like just
you can literally lay like this, right, with the remote and just go volume up when the TV is there, and it will always, like even the IR ones is fine.
The only time that I had come across issues with that was, and this is not the fault of STD brackets, but that outside link eye ring.
Yeah.
That's the only time that I came across, but that link eye was in a direct sunlight, so it washed out completely the ability of it, right?
Yeah, there's too much other IR flooding in.
There's way too much, so it doesn't see it. But other than that, no, I've never had an issue with the IR on the Bio remote or a BO4. Sadly, though, my mom's BO4s are starting to die.
Huh.
She's got 2 TV SAT remotes and 1 AMM BMM with the go button, without the joystick nonsense. And yeah, it's not working sometimes. Also, she wants to.
I have one for you if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take you up on it because I'll just give you her address and send it directly to her, because there's no point to send it to me and then I send it to her.
I mean,
I had her.
The only the reason I use a BO4 is for the BeoCenter 2, but I generally use this on that.
Mm-hmm.
So like.
Well, yeah, because you can have a CD button on it, right? Long press is a CD and short press is radio, right?
Well,
on the top
maybe
buttons.
I'm weird, but I generally take my CDs out and put them back in the case, right, once I'm done. So when I want to play a CD, I put the CD in, and I'm on the device itself. I press CD.
Well, the problem that I have, I'm going to have at my mother's house with it, because she wants to get the BeoCenter 2 connected, right?
Yes.
It'll fuck up the whole thing because she already has a BeoSound 5 that I left her. So the CD and radio commands will have to change to Net Music, Net Radio, and then it'll completely have to change her routine of, now you have to go list Net Radio, because if you turn on the radio, it's a local FM radio, which she doesn't listen to, because she listens to her freaking Slovak radio, the Jemne Melodia, whatever it is. So it'll screw up the way that this works. Now, the only thing that I was thinking about doing is, it's not possible to do because the way it's wired, there's no way. Maybe that could be a way, but there's no way I could do it remotely. Is to have the BeoCenter 2 act as a DVD player.
Yeah, that could.
And then I could make it work. I just don't know how I could bring that signal up into the TV. Oh, I could do it with a coax. I can do it with a coax, SPDF out of the socket into the back of the BV9.
I could ask if my dealer still has one of those IR limiter thingies for on top of a BO4.
The condoms? But what's that for?
Well, if you want to have both attached, right, and they're not that close to each other, if you press this radio on the BeoCenter 2, that it only goes there.
That's not possible in that room, because BO4 it's loud. Plus, I can't have it an option 4 because the 3500 in her kitchen is an option 4. So I have one remote in the kitchen that is permanently set to link. So that remote just stays on the counter in the kitchen, so she can operate that. And then the dying one is the TV one, which needs to get fixed. Now,
maybe you could tell her to just manually operate the BeoCenter 2.
That, but I'm also thinking if there is a possibility, there's got to be a possibility to do a link DVD from the upstairs BeoVision 740. If you put a disc in the 740, you should be able to pull it up.
I think so, but it's been so long I don't remember.
Yeah, dude, I'm starting to build up the rust on the Masterlink protocol. It's
I mean, at this point, Steve knows it, and that's about it.
Yeah, but I think that it's possible to do. I don't know how you would join the TV, because there's no join command, doesn't exist on the Masterlink. But I know that if you play a DVD, let's say in upstairs in the bedroom as a CD, you could press volume up on the 3500 and it'll kick in. So I'll have to play with it.
So you would then have to link back downstairs where it's at. That seems cumbersome.
I think I would have to go link DVD on the BeoVision 9 in order to pull the DVD from the TV upstairs, because the TV upstairs is in an option 6. So it's a slave to the BV9.
That's another thing I kind of miss, is that you can link TVs and their sound around the house, right? Like, it's not really possible anymore.
Mm-hmm.
At least not without massive latency.
Yeah, the latency sucks. That really bothers me, because I do want to sometimes, like if I'm listening to a podcast or whatever, I have to mute the theater, join the BeoSound 1 in the kitchen, and then I join all the rest of the stuff in the house, and then it's synchronized. But I can't look at the screen because then the lips are off with the voice, right?
Yeah. I mean, another thing I kind of miss is if you go to TV and then list AV radio, that you can watch TV and play radio at the same, or CD, whatever.
Yeah, the only way that I am able to do that is with my 90s.
Yeah, because you have a separate device doing it.
And I have if I have a triangle speaker group or listener position, which is the theater and the 18s in the back, the 90s are off, so I can then just take the remote, put it to IR, turn on the 9000 and listen to the music, and whatever the video is on the TV, I just mute it or turn the volume down because I don't want to have that stupid mute icon popping up and down. And that's the only way to do it.
Yeah, because
I don't have the need for it, but I know. What?
Like, there is no technical reason, right, why the panel can't just be on and play whatever it's playing, and that you can't listen to B&O radio or something.
Could it be the technical limitation is that it's a CEC, that it knows that, okay, well, I'm feeding video to it, but then the theater should be able to ignore it.
Yeah, but like in my setup, there's nothing feeding the theater, right? Like, it's all feeding the panel. It's just that the sound comes through, and therefore you can't do any other sound. The same way if you, I don't know, AirPlay into the theater while the TV is playing, everything goes off.
Yes.
Because, like, a lot of shit you watch, right? Like, at least in my opinion, like, let's say, I don't know, you feel like a lazy Sunday and, like, there's, I don't know, the Masters going on. You really don't need to listen to the commentary. You just need to see what's happening if you know at all what's going on.
Yeah, but at that point...
But that's how we used it. Like, that's how we always used it, right? Like, the same if there was a football game, right? You don't necessarily need to, and all that.
Yeah, yeah. The only use case we had for it was, when we had a party, like, back when I was living with my mom. This is maybe, now 15 years ago, when we bought the house together after I divorced. And when we had people over, we would put just whatever nonsense on the tube, and then you just go AV net radio and listen to her Slovak radio thing, right, with picture running of whatever nonsense, and that was linked throughout the house. So I don't understand. I think that they've done it because of not enough people were living in that sense with it, and maybe the amount of cost that involves programming or whatever, like to figure out this whole nonsense of how that works, wasn't worth for them to invest money into development, because if it's 1 out of 200 people or 2 out of 100 that are using it, it's, you're in a small 2%, and it doesn't really make sense to invest that to cater to such a small group.
I mean, like you, I can get around it, right? Because my BeoSensor 2 feeds my rear 50, so it's...
Yeah, the only way you can get around it is...
an external source on, like, 50s or something like that, and then...
And you can't do it and you can't do it on the 18s, because you'd have to take the grills off and switch it to line.
Yeah, you also can't do it if anything's wiser.
No, I'm not even talking about the wiser.
Yeah.
That's locked in hard. That's it. Oh, the breeze. Come on. I'm so grateful for a little wind.
Yeah, the 50s and 90s, maybe 28s are one of the few that automatically switch.
And 8.
Well, I guess nowadays you could use BeoSound 2 or balances as rears, and they would also automatically switch. Though I'm not sure they would automatically switch out to DPL.
No, when they're in DPL, they're useless to anything else.
Oh, shit, so that doesn't work either. No. So it's just 28s, 50s, and 90s. Huh. Very first world problems, by the way.
We're discussing super first world problems.
Like the niches of niche things. Like, I want to do 2 things simultaneously. Why can't I?
That's it. The ADD is real. Oh, now the wind starts going because my cigar went out and I want to relight it. Back knack. I should have done that earlier.
Well, some of you are madmen, or women, or whatever you are. But 12% of you listen to 80 to max volume on as a normal listening volume. If you're not aware that it's loud, you probably have an issue. Put it that way.
Yeah, like, I have an issue when it's quiet.
Hmm?
I have an issue with stuff being quiet. I want to hear it right. So I'm the premium top 6% people here. 70 to 80, bro. No, actually, I'm the 12%er.
Yeah.
80 to max. Then you got almost 60% of people that are afraid of it.
Yeah, I guess I'm
21% that are brave. Then the lunacy starts, and then you have the 6% of somebody that's trying to be Evel Knievel without the bike.
I mean, it's rarely that I sit in my own living room and go over 60 when I'm in the room. Because it's loud, right? Like, it's to the point where, like, even if she and I sit on the same couch, we can barely hear each other. Like, you have to, like, did you see that?
No, it's only an 83-inch panel. I missed it.
Well, you know how it is, right? Like, nobody sits on anything here; they lay. So, and then, like, you always have your phone. So, like, somehow your phone comes out in the middle of films that are very entertaining.
Why is my camera out of focus? What, are you overheating too, Collies? Oh yeah.
No, it's probably too much bright in the screen.
The laptop is pretty warm. So am I, for God's sakes. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. You guys like my B&O towel?
Where did you get those?
My mother took my business card 10 years ago. This is when I started as a pro partner, right? So I made the business card. So she took the business card and went into Chinook Mall, into one of those like embroidery places, right? The little booths in the middle. And she gave him the business card with the B&O logo, and they basically ripped it off the card. And she bought a set of towels, which I was never able to find towels with the black rim again, like these, to put the logo on. And yeah, she got me the set. Honestly, this was like my most cherished Christmas gift that I've ever gotten, other than back when I was 12 years old when I got the Lego, the Cloric truck, which I almost damn near shit on myself when I saw that. And that's the only Lego set that made it with me to Canada. And the rest I bought here. Speaking of Lego, I'm gonna complain a little bit about that. I was gonna buy the new Volvo excavator, and the reviews are absolute shite. In Celsius, it's 37 right now. Let me show you. It says 31, but feels like 37.
Buy Willie a coffee if you want these answers.
That's it.
I get no part of it. Look, by the way, I must say, I recently looked up in phones what the feels like temperature means, right?
Yeah.
And it's hot garbage what it means. Because it's an approximation.
No pun intended.
No, but it's actually hot garbage because they take into account whether you're a middle-aged woman having hot flashes in menopause or not, whether you're a drug addict recovering from a drug stint, whether you're fat or very skinny, and all that sort of thing. And then it says feels like is not really a scientific basis. It's an approximation of what people say. It's like, okay.
Well, to me, it feels like it's hot as fuck.
Yeah,
I don't think they can really put that in the goddamn app, so it just feels like shit.
Yeah, but apparently, right, 30 degrees or 31 degrees feels hotter if you're a recovering drug addict than if you're normal. So that's partially why the feels like is generally hotter than it actually is, because apparently there's enough recovering drug addicts that you have to take this into account for the feels like temperature.
I'm sure as shit in Canada, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure that the Vancouver numbers would be completely skewed because that place is a narcotics heaven.
But it's also like women in menopause with hot flashes. Like, what if it was 31 degrees and you had a hot flash? It feels hotter than it actually is, right? So therefore, it feels hotter than it actually. And it's like, okay, but if you're smaller and darker complexion, it doesn't feel so hot. So it's totally one of these weird numbers that's irrelevant. Like 31 degrees is not cold, right? It's pretty warm, especially if you're not used to it.
I agree with Kabiz. That's why when me and Willie listening to 90 plus, it feels like 55. I mean, it doesn't feel like that for my neighbors, though. I'll tell you why.
Yeah. I mean, put it this way, right? Normally, around here, all summer long, I felt more at home in the temperature than the missus has. 3 days out of the last 2 weeks, I was having a hard time being outside, and she comes outside and goes, "Oh, it's quite nice out." And I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm so goddamn hot." And she's like, "Oh, it's better than yesterday." It's like, and that's the feels like temperature, right? So.
Yeah, but women are weird like that because like having a shower with my girlfriend, dude. Like if I go to the shower with her, I'm literally having a flashback to the childhood when you get the pig stuck and then you pour boiling water on it to get the hair off it. That's what I feel like when I'm in the shower with her.
God, that's some poverty childhood levels things. We never had to do any of that.
Oh yeah, no, I grown up around chicken scoops and black and white TV with 2 channels and.
I remember the black and white TV. I didn't have to de-hair pigs.
Oh yeah. Like I actually got the honors to shoot one. Honors. It's fucking weird, but yeah. It's I guess the third world country of Slovakia back in the communist times, right? Back in the 80s.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was also outside when the Chernobyl popped.
What's that green light over there?
I don't know. It's weird.
It's aliens, man.
The green luminous sky. But yeah, it's wow, it's fucking hot. It is hot. My shirt is soaked now. That's why I wore black t-shirts so you can't see the sweat pouring off. Yeah, I don't know what the hell is wrong with women, but they shower in temperatures that are not within my ballpark of tolerance whatsoever.
Yeah, well, whatever she does, I'm essentially the opposite. Because in winter, I shower hotter than she does, and in summer, I shower way colder than she does.
Here, there's really realized that I don't really have an option to take a cold shower because the water that comes out of the pipes here is lukewarm.
Yes. Yeah, it's pretty similar here, yeah.
Yeah, they don't bury this deep enough. Like they literally ran out of cold water up here, bro. Then you turn on the hot water and your skin and nails will come off your fucking hand when you stick it under. Like it's. Whew.
I mean, for water lines, right? Like there's only 2 things you need to do. They need to be below the frost line and or below wherever you can dig for anything. Yeah, since there is no frost line, they only need to be about a foot deep, so they'll just be as hot as it is outside after a month or so.
Yeah, the radiant heat just goes in. Yeah, it's shit.
I mean, the same here, right? Like the frost, like it can freeze, but it doesn't freeze that hard. So here the frost line is, I don't know, like 25 centimeters maximally, and that's if we have like a winter like we had in 1952. Where like it snowed in Miami.
Yeah,
like
that's crazy.
Yeah, and but again, it's like okay, that it wasn't freezing to the point where like in Canada, right? You have like 5 foot of frost line sometimes, depending on where you are.
Oh no, the shit's very deep here, bro.
Yeah,
it's very deep because it has to, even the sewer lines and everything, because you don't want to be dookies freezing down in the pipe as they're flowing.
Well, but that's partially why your water temperature for cold is always the same, right? Because like even in winter or even in summer, it doesn't get that hot that deep.
No, in Calgary and in Montreal too, like the temperature of the water is fucking cold.
Yeah.
You have to run it a little bit, right? Especially like I'm on the 6th, 7th floor, so it takes a little bit for the tubes to go and flush out the whatever water. Boom. But it definitely is. Will we ever see a high-end passive speaker or a Weiss amplifier for different brand speaker from B&O? Well, you have an amplifier one, so
And BOM two.
you can put a receiver on it, and then
You
you
can
have
build
all
that,
two
yeah.
receivers. You can build that. That's it. There is not really. I don't think that B&O is going to focus on catering to third-party passive speakers more than they already have been focused on with Origin Acoustics. So, and quite honestly, I've done Bowers and Wilkins, I've done Canton speakers in ceilings and so on. Bowers and Wilkins sound much better than the Canton, I would say. They're much larger and they're a little more demanding on the depth in the ceiling. But that being said, I always put them on BeoVox 1 in the let's say the theater setup when I had it always goes to BeoVox 1. I don't try to put it on anything else. And also, I guess a tip for everybody that, let's say, has an Avant and want to put a set of BioLab 8s on the Avant, second gen or first gen doesn't matter, or BioVision 11, use, because they pair up, but they show up as other, assign them as BioLab 17s. They sound the best. They sound the best. I've done the test in home a while back because we did a sale like that when I was working with Quebecson, and they took the pair home, and I went through different presets and blah blah blah. I went basically from BioLab 6000 all the way to, well, other than other, because they were other. BioLab 17 sounds the best as a preset.
Yeah, BOM2 is a 2-channel amplifier, and you can put 2 receiver ones on it.
Definitely always remember to disable the line sense on the amplifier one.
Yeah.
Because it screws up the whole power link input.
But anyway, you can connect any speaker you want to. It's 150 watt per channel.
Yeah.
It is Class D, so it doesn't create a lot of heat. That's partially why it's so small.
It's got enough power, so you can do your thing with it. It's not a big deal at all. And we've done systems with that where you kind of go into the existing system with, a theater install, and you have to put the passive amp, BOAmp 1, to hook up to whatever existing speakers they had.
Yeah.
Now, the only challenge is that whether the receiver or whatever the AV processor for that was in the yesteryears, how will you bring the signal there if you can't bring a Cat 7? So that's where we haven't had that issue yet, but you have to go with with 2 receivers and a funky cable to split them into proper channels, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, you're probably better if you really want Weiss as a different brand, right? You're better off looking at the Weiss speakers, because Weiss should work. It's not 100% guarantee, but like, I think if you like, what are they called again? SVS, they make a Weiss subwoofer. You can attach that to your theater.
Yeah, it's just going to be under other.
Yeah. And you'll just set it as subwoofer, and it'll still do the sweep and everything. And
yeah, it'll still recognize it. I've done it with, like I said, with the passive in ceilings, and never had an issue really. It takes a little bit more of tweaking on the app side with the bass redirection levels and the dBs and such, but that's the minimum headache that you have to put up with. I've receded to Schweppes Club Soda because I'm refusing to pay $30 for a bottle of Perrier. Oh, it is so hot.
oh, it's 31 Celsius here as well today.
The only problem that I guess is here versus when I was in Miami. When I went to Miami, I brought my Milwaukee fan with me that was huffing at me the entire podcast that I did there. I don't have that option here.
Yeah, last 2 weeks it's been roughly 35 degrees Celsius every day here.
Same in Montreal. It's like
Yeah.
37, 38. It's freaking insanity how hot it is. But it's also humid in Montreal, which I'm surprised because there's really no lake. Well, no lake. There's a Saint Laurent River, and that's a big fucking river.
I mean, funnily enough, the humidity hasn't been too extreme, right? Like, yes, it's humid, but it's been hovering around 60% most of the time, if not lower.
Which is perfect because you can leave your cigars on the counter and they don't dry up.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what blows my mind? It's so freaking humid here that the puddles don't evaporate at 37 degrees or 32 degrees, whatever it is outside.
Yeah, like that's another thing when I was very uncomfortable in the last week, right? Like it rained, and the next day, all the rain, the puddles was still there because humidity was so high. The puddles were still there from the day before.
You know what's weird? They don't have any storm drainage here.
Where to?
Fucking off the goddamn road. See, like there's nothing there. It's just puddles. Like we go to this. It's called the Love Beach, which is the closest one to us.
Wow.
And you,
wow.
And then you go through there's a little section where there's literally a lake in the middle of the road. And I'm talking like deep enough that you go about, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 centimeters into your bumper with water.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's no joke. Like, it depends what your air intake is. You gotta watch it because you're gonna suck up all that water into the engine, and that's not a way, and that's not a place to get stuck in.
Yeah, you better not have one of these aftermarket intakes that's like in the bottom of the bumper, right? That you sometimes see.
Oh Christ, man! I am so happy and glad that I've never fallen for that fad in the North American fad of like doing your car, and like my friend, this is back in high school with the Pontiac Sunfire that he had, and he put in the mufflers, the intakes, the whatever.
It doesn't make the car any faster.
Oh my God! And then we drove to Crow's Nest Pass, which is about a 3-hour drive, going camping. And I swear to God, man, I almost ate the whole bottle of Advil because the headache of the constant. Oh my God! I'm like this. This is a cool idea for in the city when you just and then you're at your destination. But you take a long drive. That is such a droning sound. It's absolutely uncool.
Yeah, it's almost the inverse of noise canceling. It's just perpetual noise.
It's just fudge sticks, man. No, please don't do that. So I can't say that I never done anything because I did chip my car, but I never went into like the stage 2 or whatever. But I like my Audi at 300 horses. It's good. I don't race around because I do appreciate my car, and Montreal is not a place where you can't go fast. A, traffic. B, the road condition, the pothole central. I think the Montreal is capital of Canada for potholes. There's no way there's anything worse. My friend's son went to Baghdad because they're from over there. He went to visit to Baghdad, and he said the roads are better in Baghdad than they're in Montreal.
I'm not surprised, man.
Yeah, we never gotten bombed here, bro, and it's so bad. Well, you better put a jacket on, Eric, if it's down to 31 plus, for God's sakes.
I mean, that's what, 92F or something, 92 Fahrenheit.
Well, you go into the grocery store here, and most of the staff are in long sleeves with like beanies on here, for God's sakes, and you sitting there dying.
Oh, I mean, seriously, some of the shops around here like have their AC set to like 21 Celsius, and it's like
it's too cold. That's too cold.
Yeah, it's like a 10 Celsius difference, if not more, right? And it's like you walk in like your regular Florida attire, and it's like, yeah, damn. Like when I was in or a coat or something.
Florida, the Walmart was absolutely that was a freezer, and that was a meat cooler, for God's sake.
It's almost like an instant tinge of like headache. Like I'm gonna have a headache if I need like a beanie or something if I stay in here.
It's really cold. Like it's funny how that 14 degrees of difference in temperature affects you so much. But also, like, you're coming in there fully sweated, right? So you're all wet, and now all of a sudden that cool breeze of the air conditioning hits, and it's just, holy mother, I better get the shit that I need and get out quick. before I get fucking pneumonia as I'm waiting to the cashier line. So, man.
Yeah, our Walmart still has the full self checkout, right? Because around here, like it's so weird, like how where you live makes such a difference. Because our Walmart is like 5 minutes away, maybe 10. But like it's one of these trusting places where you can check yourself out and whatever and blah blah blah. The other Walmart is like 20 minutes away. Like all the chargers and cables are on locks, and you need to get somebody to get it off the rack for you, and you can't do self checkout. And
I don't like the self checkout. Honestly, if the reason why there's two things that bother me about it. If I'm doing the self checkout, right? They have what 10, let's say, registers in there that are manned by one person with that little key card, the master pass, right, to get you fixed and whatever. Shouldn't the product be offset by the cost of, let's say, 9 more employees that would cost you to be checked out, right? Cashiers.
Yeah.
So if you have 9 people making, let's say, $10 an hour, so that's $90 an hour. Shouldn't that be subsidized or divided into a percentage off of what you're purchasing because you're doing the checking out yourself? So you're technically saving the Walmart money, right? Or whoever with the self-checkout.
Should be, but Walmart...
Nobody really scans everything on the self-checkout.
But Walmart probably tells you that you hate people, right? We're just offering you to not to have to interact with people.
In Canada, if you don't want to interact with people and you want to go for a quest to find anything, you go to Canadian Tire, because there is 5 people working in a 40,000 square foot fucking warehouse. And dude,
it sounds like Home Depot to me.
Home Depot here is very well staffed. Not here, but in Montreal. If I go but I don't really ask people for, because it's always younger kids and they have no idea what you're asking for. You know what I mean? Like and then there's people that never held a tool in their life and they're working there. So, but Canadian Tire, if you ask for a question, they'll always send you to the farthest corner from where they're standing. So it's way less likely for you to come back and ask again. So.
Yeah, I've seen that as well. That like what Eric is saying.
You know what? I actually agree with what Montreal, Quebec did. They passed a law, I think 2 or 3 months ago, where you are no longer allowed to ask for tips, because this tip shit got out of control here, man. Like you go to Subway and I have to tip a sandwich artist. Fuck off, man. I'm not tipping you.
Artist? Come on, like they're hardly artists, right?
That's the profession. That's what they're called, sandwich artists.
Yeah. Okay.
Put me some Mona Lisa on the sandwich, don't call this. Like, come on, Mona Lisa sauce. But yeah, it's. I don't like the tipping culture has gotten out of hand. Not that I'm cheap, but I don't tip if I'm buying something at the counter and then I walk with the damn food to the place to a table to eat it, and then I throw my own garbage out.
Correct.
I'm not tipping you for that.
If I order standing up, right, and I have to pick it up, I'm not tipping. Like,
not a chance.
Well, first of all, I don't even know if you did it right or not, so I can't judge how much I'm tipping you. Did you do a good job or not? No idea, right?
Yeah, no. It's a surprise, right at the end.
Like, there's one place where we order takeout where we occasionally tip, but it's because we really like these people. But then we're talking about a tip that is like 4 or 5%, maybe.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm going to move this a little
but
bit.
I'm doing 50% of the work, right? By paying you, picking it up, standing in line, waiting around. Like, this is all a bit ridiculous.
Yes.
Like, there's so many coffee places around us where, like, I don't know, your cappuccino, flat white, whatever, right? It's like $8. Oh, would you like to tip it at 20%? It's like, no, I don't want to tip at all.
I'll give you the tip. Remove the tip.
Even if this is artisanally made, right? Like, in terms of product cost, it's 80 cents. Like, what the hell? Like,
No, the dipping culture's gone out of hand now, man. Honestly,
I mean, for like a
since the COVID,
Starbucks,
I
right? Like a
found.
Starbucks coffee costs Starbucks, including milk and sugar and all that sort of thing, somewhere in the region of 35 cents for a cup.
Every fourth cup of Starbucks coffee has the potential to have a little bit of mold in it.
Well, yeah, they're
God,
beans. It is natural products.
yeah, but I don't do naturally have mold in my food or drinks. Come on, God, I gotta scoot more there.
Yeah, you're in the
Shit.
sun. Sitting in the
Yeah,
sun
yeah.
wasn't a great idea.
I'm not sitting in the sun yet. I'm moving, but I think I'm gonna be completely like I have this much to go before I hit the corner. Hopefully by then the podcast will be over. I'll still stay on the call with you for a while. We'll see how far I fry. Yeah. I honestly think that there should be a B&O store in Bahamas. Or at least a professional
By the
partner.
sounds of it, yeah. Like, why the? I mean, if nothing else, right? Like, why don't these resorts all have an enormous shape in their lobbies?
Right?
I'm sure you can get at least 2 out of the 10 resorts to get a shape, right? Like, and it even like a shape you can with the colors, you can pretty much make fit any of these sort of tiki things or.
The only problem that I see with B&O here in these mega mansions that, per se the one that I'm working on as well, is that house has 81 zones of audio.
Yeah.
You can only do 24 with B&O. How do you go about expanding on that? Do you do separate, like, is it possible to have one network that you're on the Wi-Fi, let's say, and then you have subnets for, let's say there's 3 floors in that place. So you have a first floor that has, let's say, 24 products, second one has 24 products, third one has 24 products. It's still, what is it, 72 altogether? So you're still missing a couple zones.
Yeah, that is possible, especially with ubiquity and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're running in here. That's what I like about the company. Everything is, everywhere we're doing anything is ubiquity.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell when my phone switches over from like the kitchen to here because there's an access point right below my desk, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you can tell in the data what is on which access point, which is kind of nice. And it, like the stage in my bedroom now is on this access point because my bedroom is like straight behind this wall.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes a difference because it has better reception because it's now only one wall and like instead of 3 and like fridges and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but you can set up your access points with different subnets and shit. So she should be able to do 24 per subnet, right?
Floor or per subnet, yeah.
Yeah. And then it's more so making sure that you probably will use that feature of like what is in which home, right? But you'll have to use it within the same house. That B&O homes, whatever thing they try to.
Yeah, but how do you that home thing is still kind of wonky to me because
yeah, it's beta still, kind of.
I've set it up here, and there are a couple products that I had connected to my app before, just out of goof for I have an Essence, right?
Yeah.
Mark II. I connected it just to update the software and play around with it a little bit and this and that because I was considering it to be used as simply an IR receiver in my foyer, but I put a moment in there instead. I don't have the moment in my app. It just sits on the network, but it's recognized by the BLI, but it's not recognized on my app. Same with, what else do I have that is not on mine? That's the only product that I have that is not part of the app, but it's part of the gateway. Yeah. But I have a few other products that are still showing up as like a residual product, I guess. within my B&O environment on the app, and then I enable the homes, and it creates 4 homes because one has a BeoSound Essence in it, one has all of my products in it, and one has a BeoSound. What else did I had one more. I can't remember what it was. And then I have my 4th home, which I just did here for the goof, which is the Bahamas. But yeah, it's I would really be curious how B&O would approach a large installation of this caliber, where you have let's say a 40,000 square foot home with, you know, 80 zones of audio.
The weird thing I think is that it's not the norm, though. It's the people they're chasing. So they're kind of in a weird bind, right? Because, like, let's be honest, like, who has that many network attached products in one house? It's got to be less than 1% of their customers.
I would say so. Yeah, I would agree. I would definitely agree. And I also think that those people are not the market for, not that they're not the market for B&O. They don't necessarily look for B&O. And if they do, then they have maybe 2 or 3 products from them, or they more or less have just the speakers that are driven by, let's say, Control 4 or Crestron or whatever else have you. And then it's just, it works on that, in that fashion through a line level output. But,
I mean, I'm personally not sure that even if I imagine myself having a house that size, that I would want that many separate rooms or like I can understand a core for like a room with attached bathroom or something like that, right? But like to have 2 cores, just one for the bedroom, one for the bathroom, is getting a bit silly.
One second, let me just...
Unless you're so into like, oh no, I like to listen to music in the bathroom, but the missus or mister is still sleeping, and therefore we must have it split. But like, really?
Yeah, that makes no sense sometimes. Okay, this is
because you can attach a shit ton of, like, you can get that BOAM 16, right, and get enough for your bedroom, bathroom, hallway, closet, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Well, to me also, it's sometimes some of these things are almost nonsensical to have everything divided into these zones, because I mean, let's say if you're on a main floor, like if you're entertaining, you're just going to turn all of it on, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, why would you, like, unless you have a like a movie room, right? But like if your house is like mine, where the kitchen and the living room are open enough to each other, right?
No need.
Like you would just make that one zone. That.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's like because you can, you do, but it becomes a bit insane to me.
Yeah. Like I even think about the fact that, like, what is the point of having my BeoSound 1 in the kitchen?
No power draw in your 90s. But other than that, there's really no sense to it.
Other than it looks cool on the counter, honestly, It has no function. It has really no function other than when I, let's say, watch a podcast of some spoken word through YouTube, that I have to go to that product in order for me to be able to lip sync throughout the rest of the home. Yeah. Because I can't have the theater playing YouTube and then join the level in the bathroom when I'm having a shower, per se. And you can still hear the echo, even though you close the door, then you don't, but then you open the door, to let the steam out and such, right? And then you hear that, him saying something 500 milliseconds before that gets to the level, and then it's a cacophony of sound, and it makes it really, it's not pleasant at all. So that's it's a drawback. I just don't understand why B&O hasn't addressed it in such a long time. And there's no way that the Mozart chip as powerful as it is, doesn't have that capability. I don't buy that. I don't buy it one bit.
Maybe it's probably a coding limitation, right?
You think so?
Well, if
I think
the
it's a
hardware can
programming budget
handle it,
limitation.
then it's limited in software. It's on like that's.
I think it's a programming budget limitation than anything else, and also the fact that is it relevant to do it for 6 people or whatever, right? Because we're a very much minority in that sense of.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like when they started this whole Mozart journey, the whole business outlook wasn't for the ultra high net worth individual. It was for the wealthy, let's say, but not for like the multi-millionaires, which is it's quite a different segment, and that changed after the product came out.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think the classic sort of middle to higher middle class to like lower upper class necessarily was the sort of people that they would buy a lot, but not say like, you're plastering my whole house full of it.
Also, back before the master, like before the Mozart and ASC came out, the master implementation was also in effect of, if you wanted to do it, it would be the cheapest to do it when you're building a new property.
Yeah.
Because you need to run all that cable, and the retrofitting is, on average, in my personal experience doing this for a few weeks, the retrofit is about 3 times more expensive in cost than installation during the hard construction.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, but I mean, it's easier in North America the way our houses are built here, right? But
you're screwed in Europe, 100%.
Yeah.
It's insane. Yeah.
I mean, you're pulling carpets and whatnot and replastering walls and all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
If you can even get to them.
Montreal is the same challenge, my friend, because we go into the, like, especially downtown, like Westmount or anywhere there, where you go in and the houses are, they remember before the World War II or one, right? So you go into these homes and it's the fabric paper wrapped electrical cables, right? That is just.
Oh God.
Yeah. We've done some sketchy shit in installing stuff, because how do you bring power to when you need it, right? And you can't. What are you gonna just take a chisel and channel up? You can't. You just gotta borrow power from things that are abandoned in the walls. I've done one installation that, we took the picture frame off because we were putting the TV above the fireplace, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a socket, like abandoned socket, no barrettes, no nothing. I'm like looking with a gin at it. I'm like, what the fuck is this, man? And he goes, don't touch it. I'm like, no, I'm not touching it. I'm gonna take the voltage meter. Fucking juiced, man. Like, there's live power going to these cables. I'm like, let alone the fact that it's a fire hazard, right?
Yeah.
Because at some point something can touch and poof. But you can't even find the breaker for these wires. Where does it go?
If it still is on a breaker.
And it's those like screw-in bulb, those old school breakers. We've done one house like that with the Lutron in it, and it was working, but kind of blah, blah, blah. And
yeah, we used to have those. It was always a pain in the ass because you couldn't necessarily tell which breaker actually broke.
Mm-hmm.
Because like if the porcelain didn't crack, it wasn't all that obvious which one.
That's right. So then you unscrew. Okay, that one's fine. Next one. I remember that. This is like I've grown up around that back in the black and white.
Like these current flick switches, right? They're such a godsend by comparison. Mm-hmm. Like in my last apartment, they were still the screw-in breakers. But that's why I rewired everything, because like, no, give me more groups, give me like the fucking flippers. Like this is.
You're not putting your 50s on this.
Well, it works, right? But like, I mean, if a breaker goes, right, you end up taking your whole house off just to check which one actually went.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there's no real indication to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's annoying as fuck.
Oh, God. But yeah, Jesus Christ, I'm just pouring sweat now. It's getting warm, guys. And girls, if you're watching. Willie,
Want to call it a bit early for today because it's so hot?
I don't care, man. As long as the laptop works, I'm fine. I will stick around anyways. I'll finish my cigar with you once we're done the podcast anyway. I don't mind suffering the heat. The cold, I'll have an issue with. This is, it's fine. The bourbon's getting a little warm, but I have a cooler with me, so that's good.
You get an ice cube or something.
That's right. I know that will ruin the taste, but cheers to everybody that's drinking tonight or this afternoon. It's good times. Oh, I'm going to be smuggling some bourbon home, colleges.
Buy Willie a coffee for bourbon or cigars.
Bourbon fund, yeah, my bourbon fund. But yeah, it's I just like the view of the palm trees and stuff. I'm sick and tired of the pine needles in Canada. The evergreens. Here it's beautiful sky. We got a freaking weather warning. The hurricane's coming apparently. I don't know if you guys are gonna be hit too. Something's gonna be rolling around.
Hurricane Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron's coming. I never liked that guy anyways.
Well, Aaron can also be female, right?
I guess it depends if it's a double A. Aaron. Do we have a part launch today? Or just the week of August? We don't know. Or paper launch, I'm not sure if there's going to be this.
Oh.
You guys doing anything for the 100th anniversary in November? It would be great to finally get Jeff on. Yeah, you know what? We've been trying this for the last 7 years. And I don't know why BNO's being so not cool about it, but it's not like we're going to ask him to spill secrets out. We just want to pick his brain. And quite honestly, I think that if we manage to get Jeff on the podcast, it would be the most viewed podcast that we've had done in our 7 years history.
Yeah. Look, I asked him once, right? And he said he neither said yes or no. But he also said the way their press, whatever, is structured, it's not up to him.
Mm-hmm. Maybe once the August passes, I'll even try also, and we'll start emailing these people in Denmark and beg them.
I mean, as far as I'm aware, and this is partially speculation because I'm not 100% sure, but the guy that has to approve it doesn't like me very much. So
I wouldn't even mind if you want to do a structured interview and then we just air it as a podcast and have a Sunday off. I'm okay with that too. But I would like to have
same. But getting the approval is the problem, right?
Maybe Steve can put a good word in the ears of the BNOs for us too at some point. But we'll use you as a reference. And I promise I won't cuss.
So yeah, this is the hurricane. It's near the Dominican. It's supposed to skirt by you, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a Category 5 yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, it got upgraded, but I haven't
and
seen
now it's a
anything
3.
Got demoted.
Well, fortunately, because a 5 is so massive. Yeah.
I have no idea what these values mean because I've never been in a hurricane season or hurricane altogether. Well, pre-record an interview with Henrik or Steve, I don't think that would be an issue because Steve would join, I don't think, with any problems. And
yeah, we all love Steve. I mean, we love Jeff, but Steve has to ask his missus, right? And that's about it. And I know his missus. Right. And she's nice too.
So, yeah, she's his PR, I guess.
And Henrik, he does whatever he feels like, it seems.
I'm going to buy Steve coffee so he can offset this to his missus and come to the podcast. We'll buy her coffee.
No, it's just look. I mean, it's more so that Steve has had personal family things to deal with, right? That
prevents from
yeah.
committing.
I mean, Henrik similarly, right? Henrik had some shit to deal with, and I mean, he's also not been on YouTube for forever. It seems.
Yes.
Like even though I don't understand a lot of what he says because it's like this weird ass Danish channel, but I still check it, and I still check what he does, and he hasn't done much of anything in a long time. Which to be fair, like knowing
he's got a kid now, and you know, it's
well,
a
he was also
story.
doing way too much, right? Like to the point where like, dude. You need to take a break, and I think he finally did, and I think he's liking it. Like he's happier. I mean, he's still Henrik, right? He's still very black and white, but he's still he seems happier.
I want to see if his beard goes longer. Actually,
I want to see if his beard goes gray at some point.
Exactly. Well, he's got a lot of catching up to get to my level here. Look at that. And, there's a lot more salt and pepper on my head nowadays, but you know what? I like it. At least I don't get ID'd anywhere anymore.
I mean, when he was doing all this YouTube stuff, I think he was working like 80 hours a week or something. And then YouTube, and then a kid, and then family stuff. It's like it's like
it gets a lot.
Yeah, I don't care what you like, how healthy you are, if you're marathon. It's just too much, right? Like you need some off time. You need to, I don't know, not be made angry by shit.
Yeah. For me, I don't know. I the Sunday is my B&O day. And for you too, it has been for the last 7 years, and you know, I guess just the level of commitment that proves the point.
Well, the thing was, it
was all this shit here to order.
Yeah.
Like, we could have just taken 3 weeks off, but I don't.
The thing is, like it was for Henrik too, right? But depending on time, he was still producing Formula One for the rest of the world.
That's right. So, do you want to watch us dweeb out for 2 hours, or do you want to watch a Formula?
Yeah, well, he did both on the same day, and it's like. Yeah, I understand why it's getting too much. Like you don't have, like his weekend was still working. It's like,
yeah,
it was just too much. So, I mean, and his house is seemingly done, which is nice.
Yeah.
I mean, for Henrik, it wasn't a choice, right? Because he was the fucking director. It's like,
yeah, no. Like you just handcuffed into the job, and that's that.
Because but, like most of the shots and stuff you see, and when you start blaming Sky Sports, that was mostly Henrik.
Yeah. No, I appreciate the crowd that watches us blabber out nonsense for 2 hours. Every
Max says Henrik has such a nice looking shape. I mean the speaker. Yeah, sure you mean the speaker.
No, Henrik definitely, he caught a real shape bug. That guy got infected by that hard.
He divided them again, I'm pretty sure. He has a bigger one in the living room, but then one in the hall room and like a 6-tile one in his bedroom.
Yeah, I'm gonna make this my winter project. Once my girlfriend goes, I will.
I think he was still like 48 tiles or something like that. It was ridiculous. That wall was more screws than wall anymore.
The problem with the shape that I've encountered over the years of having it wasn't really any, but when I was taking the shape out of the wall, when I was moving after 6 years of having it installed, every single screw, I used the metal drywall anchors. I wasn't going cheap about it. But every single speaker tile micro vibrated the drywall loose to the point where I literally pulled the tile out and all the screws were attached with the drywall anchor in it. So I really, if I'm going to do the shape again, I am going to do it on a 3/4 inch or a 1/2 inch plywood. I need to measure what the width of the Phillips hue is. And I'm also debating, it's a 12 mil, but I'm also wondering, is it a different strip? Like if you do the Phillips hue, the LED strips, or you do the Philips Hue LED strips that are behind the TV that can actually like color, pulse, whatever, right? Like what you have type of thing. Because I want to have that strip in there. My goal essentially is once I would install the shape, whatever shape it is, no pun intended, I want to have, I think what I'm going to do is I have one of those aluminum cover plates for the cables, because I'm going to just run the wire down, whatever. I don't want to do too many holes in the walls. But I want to have that when you power up the shape, it starts from the center and it either splits the light and follow the shape and meets at the top and then it stays, or there is a one that just goes around the whole shape and meets where it started, the end point. And I wonder if that's even possible to program within the gateway. But that's a story.
That I don't know. The lights that follow the TV for hue, I do know that you would, if you don't want any external boxes, you would have to get a newer TV. You would have to get like a G5 or something.
Yeah, because the G2 doesn't do it. I checked with the software and I checked again before I left, and the software doesn't not allow.
Because otherwise, you would need to get that Philips Hue TV box. But the thing is, that box only works with the sources you put through the box to the TV. So that box doesn't work with your internal Netflix or YouTube or anything.
So I'm screwed because I don't have anything.
Unless you run everything off an Apple TV, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I would have to attach an Apple TV to the theater. And I don't want to do that because I don't really have a need for it.
Yeah. So then the best option is to get a new TV. Like get a G5.
I'm riding this panel till she falls off, bro.
Yeah, then forget about the TV following one.
Yeah, but I don't care for the TV following, because even if I thought about doing that, right?
Yeah.
So if I were to stick the panel with LEDs, the only way that it would feasibly work is if I had the shades down behind the theater to reflect off of something. Otherwise, it's just shining into the world. So it makes really no sense for me to do that.
I think it'll reflect more into the room than you realize.
I'm sure it would because of the glass.
Yeah, especially at night.
So I'm not the one that's suffering, but the laptop is in direct sunlight, and he is not a happy camper.
Oh, Sunday, I forgot. Yeah, one of his G2s or whatever it was died, and he got like insurance, or what is it? The warranty gave him a new G5, and he just said noticeably, if not much better than my G2.
I know it is. I've seen the G5 panels. They're amazing. It's a big leap. But then again, it's 3 years of improvement on the technology, so it should be better, and I would expect to be better.
I'm kind of maybe annoyed is the wrong, but I'm kind of like, I don't fully understand why like they do all these upgrades to all the sizes except for the largest one.
What do you mean?
Like the G5 97-inch is still essentially a G3 panel. Like even when they had the multi-lens or micro lens or whatever in the G4, on the 97-inch, they didn't put them in.
So then the question would arise, is the G3 panel capable of G5 quality, but it's limited with the software inside it and the chipsets and whatnot? And
no, it's the layers in front of the diodes, I'm pretty sure, that so they changed. I mean, like on the G4, they put that whole layer of micro lenses, right? Which is essentially You know how you fry an ant or something with a.
Yep, I've done that
They
before.
did it the opposite way, so it was brighter.
Mm.
But they never added that to the 97 G4 either. And now they have other ways of making it all brighter and better, but they haven't done it to the 97 either. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad TV in any way, but it's kind of weird that all the stuff you boast that makes it so great is not done to your flagship TV. I think it probably has to do with something like that, to make the mother panel, right, out of which they cut everything, is so
Yes.
hard for that size.
Without imperfections or flaws or
Yeah.
dead pixels and such, yes. And that's where the cost comes in, where it triples.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know. I'm still happy with my setup. I'm not planning on changing it. At the end of the day, I have an Avant 55 in my bedroom, and call me crazy, I find the picture processing on the Avant, given the jitter, the motion, you don't have that. It's better than the G2, the performance-wise. Yes, there's not much of a brightness output, and also the TV's showing its age now, where I have this hewing on the sides of the panel, like where my hands are right now. This is much brighter than the rest of the panel inwards. You can only see it when it's really bright, or when you put in a service tool and you set the picture to white color. But other than that, I have no issues with my Avant. I still like it. I love the fact that here's one thing that really bothers me about the BeoLiving intelligence when it comes to the Mozart platform, or per se, not even the Mozart platform, but the home control on the G panels. You can't, there's no overlay. Like in Avant, that thing run the BLI basically, that, or BeoLiving or BeoLink gateway, because that was what was then before. It runs as a process, as an overlay in continuum, where if I want to go to home control and I want to just adjust the brightness of something, it turns off the app that I was watching. It pulls up the app of the BeoLiving, and then when you exit, you're back in the home screen.
Yeah.
It's a very big drawback when it comes to comfortability of using that, and fluidity of using it. There should have been somewhat of an overlay menu or something that runs like that. And the only way that I found, not found, but the only way to circumvent that
Apple
is,
TV.
no, the only way to circumvent that is that you actually, no, because if you have an HDMI 1 on Apple TV and you pull up home control, it turns on the app and the Apple TV is running in the background without a pause. So when you adjust stuff and you come back to the Apple TV, let's say you missed 15 seconds of whatever was playing because you were pissing about with the lights. So
yeah, but in the Apple
found,
TV, you can do the home control as well and have it like overlay, while still all on Apple TV.
Not with the BLI, I don't think.
I think that was what Billy was doing for a long time, because when he was watching his Apple TV, like if somebody rang the doorbell, right, like a screen like that in the corner popped up.
Mm-hmm.
And
for me, the only solution that I found feasibly is that you actually program the light and control buttons or macros from the remote control. So let's say I want to turn off the tuning fork, that I call it, right, because it looks like a tuning fork. And you've seen the podcast, guys, you know which one, the one behind me. And the only way that I could see that possibly being done is I would have to make a light scene for each of the segments. So let's say I would have the light scene for the 90s backlighting. I would have the scene or a control macro for the tuning fork, and I would have a light control macro for my pendant, which is the chandelier, whatever that hangs behind me. And that's where you don't interrupt your viewing experience, because everything is done through the control commands, and it shoots that directly into the theater. So you don't have an interruption of apps. Where in Avant or V1 in my office / Lego room, I don't know why the fuck I call it office. I honestly don't know why I call it office. It's a Lego room, bro. There's more Lego there than 8.5 by 11 paper stacked together combined. So those things work without an issue, but the theater, I have to have it on. I'm gonna sit down, have a glass of bourbon that I'm gonna bring with me, and I'm gonna finish programming the BLI, so I can control it that way.
Yeah,
The most convenient way to do this, the most convenient way to do this is with the Halo.
yeah. Expensive.
But Halo, fuck, man, come on. But the problem with the Halo is that I don't like is in the BLI you can set it either to have a default page to be a AV source, or you can have default page to be whatever page that you have out of those 3 pages, and each page of the Halo has max 8 buttons. That I found out that's the max. You can do 8 buttons per page. So you have 27 macros that you can put into the gateway, which is more than plenty for one room, for God's sakes. The problem is that what I don't like about the gateway, not the gateway, sorry, the Halo, is the scattering of these functions that are nonsensical to me. Why there is a play with the volume circle and back and forth, and then you scroll up and then you have the same interface more or less, but with my buttons on it, right? Or if you scroll down too, then the main page is your colored remote control thing with the red buttons and blah, 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 red, green, blue, and yellow, right?
Yeah.
Why they have not combined that into one page? Like you have 4 pages of controlling the product that could be reduced to 2. You could have the main interface, and then you scroll down, and then you have my favorite buttons, and let's say the metadata. There's too many pages to scroll through because you swipe. And the problem also with the Halo is that when sometimes you swipe, and I accidentally press leave home, and shit fucking turns off, and I get mad.
I have the same with my buttons. Swipe. Sometimes you just click it for some reason. It's like,
and it doesn't. And then you click it on purpose, and it doesn't take it. What is wrong with you? So that's again very, very first problems. But
I think partially this is LG, right? Because their screens are essentially iPads now without the touchscreen. Like everything is an app. Like even the TV, the regular coaxial TV is an app. Like everything is app based. It's no longer a TV that can run apps. No, it's just everything's an app.
Okay, question for anybody that is in the chat and watching this, and you as well, Mikey. When you press live TV on the panel, right?
Yeah.
What is the default channel that comes on?
I'll have to look, but in my living, my living room TV is a Dutch TV still, right? So nothing here works for that, and we don't have coax. But when I was in the Netherlands, it would be the first coaxial channel that came in, which was MPO1, which is the Dutch. Here, if I do it on my stage, which is an American TV, it's LG channels.
Yes. And what comes first? David Chang's cooking channel? That's a default, man. Every LG panel that I had ever installed, David Chang cooking channel comes on.
I think
it's chops up.
Yeah, I think it's some local Fox Florida channel.
Yeah, for here it's David Chang cooking channel, and it's not something that is on the live TV. That doesn't exist in the program here. It's just that's what it pulls up. If you install a Samsung frame, there are 3 different streams that default, and I cannot explain how or why. The first one is Conan O'Brien. Second one is Cops. And the third one is also David Chang.
The Conan O'Brien makes sense because it's like advertised on the boxes if I go to Costco.
Okay.
That makes sense. Samsung has some deal with Conan O'Brien. It's because like I went to Costco the other day, right? And there were a bunch of Samsung TVs. And the second biggest thing on that box behind Samsung was Conan O'Brien's face.
So that explains a lot then, because in prep it says the last TV channel I watched. No, I'm talking about when you are in stock, factory, brand new, out of the box. You peel the cover off, you put the TV up on the wall, and you turn it on, and the Samsung Smart TV things, whatever the fuck it is called, that comes on. It is Conan O'Brien or it's fucking wife beaters and cops. That's all there is.
Yeah, for here, I got a local news channel, and this is actually how I learned when all the SpaceX launches were, because that's their main point of interest. Like they show you all the SpaceX launches.
Oh, okay.
Like come to Cape Canaveral on this date, and then you'll see something like this. These are like it's free and blah blah blah. Take the kids.
Watch the rocket hit the firmament because the Earth is flat.
Yeah, or the weather is too bad. We canceled. We have to wait another 10 days. Whatever the hell. So it's like Weather Channel, but for rockets. It's oddly specific.
Also, speaking of all these crazy channels and whatnot, so I also was very curious. That's why I brought the Emerge here, because I wanted to test out the Mozart platform in a different country.
Mm-hmm.
And I came in here. It was a factory reset Emerge. I put it on the network, set it up on my app, blah blah blah, and I get the Bahamian radio stations as default.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, so it does work based on the location of where you are.
Yeah.
So if I pull this up, and hopefully, oh yeah, is she still online?
You get like so Bahama Mama FM or something like that.
Yeah. You get all these different stations, which are all Bahamian.
Yeah.
The live channel goes for me as well. However, I mean, my favorites. Yeah, I don't get the guide. It just goes straight to David Chang. I don't know what the heck is going on. Can BeoNona theoretically ditch the horrible LG software whilst keeping their firmware so it's part of their deal? I don't know. I think that's a lot of negotiation, and I think there's a price to it. Everything has a cost.
But the thing is, then also all the upkeep is on B&O.
Do you really want that?
Yeah, I mean, in their current deal, right? Like it's already different than what we initially thought, because initially it was said that to change the firmware and whatnot, you needed an Alpha 9 processor or higher. And it was because of the processing power. Well, we're 10 years on, right? Like an Alpha 8 processors, like the 5th gen we're on now, are way faster than the original Alpha 9. But they won't integrate with B&O because, like, now it's essentially OLED C and higher is the other must check box, which is kind of annoying because, like, they do sell. They have a new 100-inch LCD with, like 500 local dimming zones or something like that. Which to me, yeah, exactly. So I was like, but it's $5,500 for 100 inches.
Because I remember, well, the BeoVision 755 had 512 local dimming sectors.
Yeah. Like I may be even underselling it because they're not telling, but the local, the smaller one, like the 85-inch one, had over 500. So let's say it's the same, but it's probably more. Like, but I was thinking, like, instead of waiting for a $25,000 TV to come down, I'm perfectly happy to spend 6 on even 3 more inches. Like, just to have a 100-inch, fuck you. Like, it's LG.
But the problem with the LG is that the LCD panels do not have the B&O app compatibility, right?
Exactly, but it's only because they're OLED now. It's not because of the speed anymore. They can run it. It's just B&O doesn't want to pay for them to run it. It's not in the contract.
Is it possible to download that app on a USB stick and dump it into the TV anyways? Or keep it there permanently, just like you have a USB stick, I guess, to keep the cats from triggering your shit?
I don't know. I doubt it somehow.
Me too, but it would be worth a try. It's not that I'm going to buy a 100-inch TV just to try it on, but that's it.
No, I mean, the workaround really is you plug in an Apple TV and work the whole thing through your Apple remote, right? but then like the BR1 basically becomes useless.
Yeah.
Other than like switching the main things, and that, I mean it does.
But you can pair the Beo Remote 1 into the Apple TV directly because it doesn't pair. Maybe that's the solution.
So, but then it becomes really strange to change speaker groups and shit like that.
Yeah, because you have to go from the screen as a product to another product, and that's a...
Or you do it through puck cable or something. Anyway, it's something to think about. But for now, I'm like,
we'll leave it for the next podcast.
Yeah.
So that's
anyway.
Thank you everybody for watching, and I appreciate you suffering with me here.
Yeah, you'll be there next week as well, right?
Yeah, I'll be here next week, and then I'm flying in on 29th. I'm landing in Montreal on 29th if everything goes well, because I'm booked with Air Canada, and the fuckers are on strike now. So we'll see how that pans out. But I'm landing in on Saturday at 2 o'clock in the morning. So then I have to move my girlfriend. So we'll see. Maybe not. But I'm definitely going to be here tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow, the next Sunday, I'm definitely going to be cooking here.
Yeah. All right. Well, have a good week, everybody. Hope you have a good time. Leave a like and subscribe, and see you all next week and all that stuff.
Thanks for watching. Bye.